Hi there, my little honey blocks, and welcome back! I thought it would be really fun to go over the talking points from Minecraft Live in a fun, kind of gossiping, sleepovery way. So feel free to go grab some snacks or take a big rest for this one. We're gonna strap in, it's gonna be long. I had lots of fun watching the show, and there was so many cool and interesting things on there. Don't forget, if you like pink, girly and light-hearted content, to subscribe to support the channel. I also have a message at the end of today's video for all those that have subscribed, so make sure to watch that if you're subscribed. So yeah, let's talk about it. The pre-show. So before the Minecraft Live started, there was a pre-show. It was such an awesome pre-show. There were loads of clips from across the Minecraft creator community, including some of my favorites, such as Good Times with Scar and Pearlescent Moon. I love them both so dearly and recommend those wholeheartedly if you want to experience some fun Minecraft creators. I really love the tone that it just set for the show. Its message was kind of like, we are you and we're about you, so we want you to feel involved, and that I really liked it. That's nice. I really liked it, as Minecraft is an ever-evolving landscape, but only due to the creators who made it so. I remember the first time that I ever booted up Minecraft a very long time ago, and I was desperate to find the land of Minecraftia to help save Daisy, which is a storyline from the Yogscast at the time. I didn't know that wasn't in the game. So for me, it was just so cool to be in the same place that they were and to create a story like they did. And to be honest, they're still my inspiration today. So, good job, Minecraft Live. Got us in some nostalgia already, just to start us off. Then on comes the introduction. First thing that pops up before the show kicks off was a message about how everything is a work in progress and it could change. I love this. This is a very strong message. To those that want to take everything they say as gospel straight away, it makes sense, it sets the tone. They really worked on setting the tone and getting the audience on their level. I also want to say how much I love the little title excerpts. The little like, we're switching areas, or like when they're in the office and they got Minecraft sounds, or they have that soundtrack with the animals and they're like leaping places or going places. The music's great. Yeah, I love them every year. But this year is no different. Every time that jingle comes on, I end up wiggling along, having a good time. And I mean, just look at their office. Like, isn't that so cool? There are so many things here that I just want to take home. And again, I love this, that it's so community driven and humanizing everybody in the team, rather than kind of seeing Minecraft as this big corporation with Mojang and Microsoft. So well played, very well played. Lydia Winters is a decent host and bigs up the 15 years of Minecraft by talking about how we play and the creatives in the space. It's really interesting to see the first ever trailer, as it's actually really different to what we have from now. Unfortunately, it did kind of make me yearn for a simpler time when you could just pick up and play without worrying so much about what does this do or how to best optimize the game. And then also just wandering into a situation where you can't get out of it easy. Like, you end up in one of those lush caves. Oh no, I'm in an ancient city. Oh no, what am I gonna do? So, yeah. Jens is acting as a kind of voice of authority, I feel, and supporting the improvement of the game through creative direction. He talks a lot about the very first small office and highlights some of this year, including the Tricky Trials update, which I still haven't gotten my head around to playing. It is a little bit too scary for me. And of course the Ender Cup Championships, which was a crossover with MCC to bring content creators to kind of compete. That he mentions Minecraft Legends and Dungeons and how their stories are so interesting. And I can't help but think that mentioning the movie right after this segment is like a link. I got my theorist head on when it comes to the movie, and I feel like this was a proper little link. I mean, I touched on it in the film reaction that I did, but I can't help but think mentioning the movie is for sure gonna be around these two games. Like, to set a baseline for the story, rather than like regular Minecraft, let's go with the Legends or the Dungeons storylines. I wanted to bring up this awesome screenshot. It shows the practical effects. Offense? No! The practical effects. And oh my god. I want those cute melons! They're so cute! I want them in my house right now. Jens also goes on to explain how the drops will be more frequent rather than waiting until MC Live every year, and how they'll be able to focus on long-term and bigger projects this way, which makes tons of sense to me. Like, it makes so much more sense than doing the once-a-year Minecraft Live. I think it will prevent more unfinished, potentially crunched features from happening, and give a chance for the devs to feel like they want to open up the doors to changing and adding to the game in a meaningful way. The final point in this segment was that it was starting with vanilla and how to improve that. Now, it's very reassuring to hear this, because it feels like they bring out a new paywalled object in Bedrock like every week. So I feel like it's like to make extra money from the main demographic that's playing on mobile, and I don't know. So we're now going on to the game drops. Agnes sets us up by telling us that there are two drops. One is hardcore and Bedrock, and the other one is bundles in vanilla. Even though bundles are such a good idea and have been around for a long time in modded, and I'm very excited for them to be added, just want to put that in there, I feel more inclined to have wanted a backpack. I know that specific is a very modded item to want, but I feel like it makes so much more sense in the world. And considering the amount of stuff that we need to hold at all times, it makes sense to have a large backpack. They're calling for a different drop, bundles of bravery, which is a sweet name. I love that. You can dye the bundles and give them to your friends. I love that. That's awesome for role-playing. Exactly as they outlined, we'll probably be using it in our series as well. Stephen explains the concept of hardcore to us, which is interesting as he talks about your playstyle changes. It's kind of interesting to me, as the demographic who play Bedrock, if you're catching my drift, are likely to know what hardcore is due to the content creators making content around hardcore for a long time. You remember on YouTube when everyone was doing hardcore series, it was kind of a bit of a thing where if you weren't doing a hardcore series, it felt like you were cheating in some way. I kind of disliked that whole vibe, but yeah, it was huge on YouTube for a hot minute. But I mean, this could be more for the parents of that demographic to understand the stakes of when their loved one chooses the hardcore route for their worlds. Like, they know that something's gonna happen. I do like the beating heart graphic. Very on theme, very cutesy, very demure. This leads on to Matthew explaining the bundles, which is coming both to Bedrock and Java. The skinny on the bundles is that you can click and drag things into your inventory, into that little bag, and then it frees up more space. Particularly good if you're collecting resources in like a cave. It was super cool to hear about the development process and that they were watching streams of people playing and then looking at their inventory and how it would be improved by a bundle. That is really innovative and really cool, and a fantastic anecdotal approach when it's looking back and bringing back that message of inclusion for the community. To back this up, they show the application of the bundles as a role-playing or gift-giving item. I'm excited to use it. It should be pretty cool. And it's coming out soon! Then this leads on to the animation section, part 1. I just love this funny little section. It's perfect. It introduces the new biome, it introduces the new mob. It's laid out as if the villagers are randomly dying in this pale forest and that they're trying to figure out why. Now, here's the question we ended up asking when we were watching it ourselves. Does this mean transporting villagers through the pale forest will result in their deaths if it's nighttime? Just a thought. Maybe we'll try it out. The animation is full of childlike wonder, and it makes me think even more, like, why wasn't the Minecraft movie like this? Like, that's part of the problem. Speaking on the movie, Boo introduces us to their segment, talking about how they pulled together the best of the best to create the vision of a Minecraft movie. Now, the issue that I have, all the changes and how long the production has been passed from place to place, and it will be an absolute miracle if this movie is coherent in its message, like, at all. We then move to an interview with Torfy and the director of the movie, Jared Hess, who worked on Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, which also had Jack Black in it. So this guy knows how to nurture and put on camera the fire that is Jack Black. Very positive about that. These two are really here to firefight and prove that the Minecraft Live audience that the movie is worth their time and to go to the movie. And I'm gonna be honest, they actually did that. They persuaded me. Like, my original plan was to wait until it came out on streaming, probably not bother with the fuss of the movie theater, but you know, I kind of want to go now, and I hope they bring out special items for the movie. The Mario movie did that. Like, I really want to see a grass block popcorn bucket. Like, is that too much to ask? I feel like these guys could do it. And I mean, it's a lot of effort for me, myself, and I, to go to a movie theater, as I have a disability. So, I feel like when I want to go out to a movie theater, it has to be for something really special or something that we're passionate about. So, yeah, I'm hoping that the Minecraft movie will be that for us. Right. Let's talk about the movie and what they said. So first things first, they talk about the length of time that this movie has been in production, which is over quite a few years. But it's over a year since they've actually announced that this movie was going to be released. Because a lot of times it's been about 10 years since originally people said we're going to be doing a Minecraft movie, and then it's just been production mess since then. So recently, Corridor Crew let loose that they offered to do the Minecraft movie all that time ago, and the team were down until it kind of reached management, and then they realized these guys were just YouTubers, and I mean, I put that in massive air quotes, because I'm pretty sure these guys could have brought something extremely cool and special, but yeah, it's been a very long road. Showing practical sets in the B-roll, it just sent me. I was getting so excited just seeing all of this. Of course they use those big open plains in New Zealand. As soon as I heard New Zealand though, one thing cropped up in my mind, which was one, New Zealand! Oh, that's where Lord of the Rings was filmed! And then two, that's where Weta Workshop are. And then later, they reveal that Weta Workshop worked on the practical sets for this movie, which and it just blew my mind. I was like, yes! I loved the sets for some reason, and I didn't know why, so it's just wonderful to finally understand why I love them so much. Now, if you've never heard of Weta, they are a practical sets company that creates models, set pieces, and creatures to bring movies to life. So they do tackle head-on why this movie is not animated, and from what I can gather from what they've said, it's because that's been done before by so many awesome creators, and they wanted live action to really tell the story of you personally being dropped into the Minecraft world as you are. Now the pessimist in me is like, is that because you feel like you couldn't go toe to toe with the Minecraft community, animation creators? Because in my opinion, it's more likely that they just want this movie to translate for the whole family unit and get more recognition from that demographic, rather than the animation that is catered for the younger demographic. It could be that the Minecraft movie is more of an homage to the game than an authentic representation of the game. Jared really pushed that it's important that it's a Minecraft movie rather than the Minecraft movie, suggesting that this is just one interpretation. Which, I mean, sure. I like the collaborative idea. I like that all movies are kind of equal, but this is the official Minecraft movie, so why not claim your title as your own? Just a thought on whether this is because you don't want this to be the definitive one, because it's not a true vision. I mean, this could be an opener for sequels, but it's just a very interesting route to take. Own your work. If you want it to be the Minecraft movie, then name it the Minecraft movie. We start to get into the characters after this, and this is where my hope really starts to build for this movie. As they talk about character of Henry, this kiddo that creates and makes, and his journey of thriving in this world, Torfi makes the comment that this could easily represent modders and creators in the space. So I'm interested to see what that actually looks like. On the Steve vein, I like the idea that we have all been Steve and that this is just the Steve in our movie. I'm not sure how well that holds up, but I like it that they mention that he knows everything about vanilla, and that Jack Black is such a fan of the game and wants to incorporate as much of that as he can too. So that's really awesome to hear about the shared vision. They tackle the crafting table stuff next, and yeah, Torfi brings up how when you first boot up, you know nothing. And in the early days, it was very like that. You had no idea what to do to make stuff work. So he has a point there. You would just stick random things into it and see if they work. Which, when they play the full scene, that's what we see happening with Garrett. Since he doesn't really know how to make stuff yet. They talk about the Garrett character and how he was a gamer from the 80s, and the shot they show has him putting on like a glove. I don't know if this is a specific reference, but I think it might be a reference to the Power Glove from Nintendo. And if it is, that's funny. I hope the joke gets made somewhere. I like the hammer thing. With giving it a whack to finalize your craft, that's genuinely a great addition. I hope to see it used often. What it reminds me of game-wise is when you're putting things on the anvil. Because once you're done, it makes that hammer or metal sound, and I wonder if that was something that they drew inspo from. They immediately go in for the tag on the meter block theory. And they got this, because they told us straight up, it's all been sized down, and that is inconsistent from the get-go. So we now know not to really rely on that, and that generally the blocks are sized down to 60 centimeters cubed. They do show this awesome practical set with the flowers and the trees, and what blew me away was the vibrancy of the colors in the set. I just want those flowers in the game. Please, genuinely, these are great. Bring these flowers in, create more flowers and more diverse colors in Minecraft, please. They kind of end with how they want to bring a really unique experience. So that was all very uplifting. They also had this cute furry bee transition, which absolutely blew my mind. It's so cute. I would fight 1,000 creatures for this little furry baby. They then go on to talk about the Minecraft experience. This actually looks like so much fun. I think it's very similar to those immersive escape rooms that you can find, but kind of overlaid with Minecraft. Currently, it's only at Dallas, which is in the US, but there is a promise of more cities. If it comes to the UK, I will be sure to get us a frontline seat. We will experience it together. Okay, so not to go back to the Minecraft movie, but this little screenshot. These little blocks. The blocks that the experiencers are holding. Kinda looks like the glowy block from the movie trailer. I know that they're most likely the trackers for the experience to interact with stuff, but I still think it's really interesting to know, does that translate? Is that part of the movie? So now they go in for the new drop, the Pale Garden. This drop is coming in a few months, probably after the bundles come out, so we're already seeing that drop little, drop often schedule just in here. The whole biome is called the Pale Garden, but all colours are desaturated, and it houses a new type of mob and a mechanic, the creaking and the creaking heart. This biome is a forest-like area with white wood, grayscale grass and leaves, and some new moss and vines, which spread naturally. This could all be very exciting for me as a builder. Oftentimes, my builds require a crazy amount of quartz, so this could be really good renewable source for me. Pretty much the rest of the show is showing off this new area. A really interesting mechanic is that this area is just quiet during the day, but at night the creaking creatures appear and it becomes much more dangerous. This is really unique. Nowhere else in Minecraft has this specific kind of day and night schedule, but I don't think it's too much of an adjustment to play, as we have things like phantoms to enforce us to sleep often anyway. They talk about the plants and the inspiration being weeping willows and Spanish moss. Now, this is so cool, as actually the saplings of the wood do look like mini weeping willows. For me, I associate weeping willows with outdoor boat rides on canals, where you'd sit and have like a romantic picnic. I can see how the shape and style could lend itself to an eerie atmosphere. Of course, we eventually get to the new mob, and the creaking, which is an asymmetrical mob with 3 glowing eyes and textured like the wood to blend in. This creature has the Weeping Angel effect. It stops when you watch it, but moves very fast when you look away, which is a new way to deal with creatures. I do worry for first-time players it will be very difficult to work out. Like, imagine you've never played before, and you're spawning here. right in the middle of the pale forest. You're chopping away, trying to do your best, and it becomes night. You're surrounded by these invulnerable creatures. Like, it's very overwhelming. Like, that's the other thing. They cannot die. And it's all to do with, like, their connection to the creaking heart. To find the heart, you've got to bop them, and then they'll replenish their health through this sparkly tether to the heart, so you can follow that to kill it. It's definitely unique, but let me tell you, I will not be facing these creatures. Those sounds are very intense, and I think I'll mostly be collecting the wood during the day. Also, the design of the creaking felt very reminiscent of something as soon as I saw it, and I did some digging. In the video on the Minecraft YouTube channel, it's called The Scariest Cow Ever Created. They talk about early designs of the Warden. One of them is called Stalker. Now, the biggest similarity is the asymmetry, which is a part of the reason that they scrapped this idea, as it's very unsettling in a dark cave. But I think definitely some inspiration was drawn from this early piece and threaded into the creating of the creaking. That's pretty rad. To see those ideas being reused, the main reason that I hope they reuse some more ideas, because I kind of want the moo bloom. Like, please, 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 hear me out. Please, give me the moo bloom. Finally, we are on to the closing. Lydia closes the show by telling us about the post-show and that the features will be coming in the next few months. It's really nice to reiterate for everyone that missed it or is excited and wants to play it right now that it will be coming in a few months. She then also expresses about how we're all part of the community and inspiring them to do what they do. It's a great note to end the show on. I think a lot of the show is so focused on the community, and I agree, that is exactly what makes the game so fun. It's a perfect end, guys. In the post-show, they take us through the physical gameplay of the new biome and mob and show the practical applications of a lot of them. Like, they show us a village where the white wood is used and how you could protect your village by bringing a heart to the village and setting it up to go off at night to have creakings protect your village from potential other people on a server. I love seeing this gameplay. It really solidifies the usage and how the biome and the mob will function. So here's the big one. My overall thoughts. Well, otherwise, it just kind of wraps up there. I mean, my general thoughts is that this was the perfect start to their little and often strategy. I do wish that they would tackle existing issues and areas in the game rather than adding a whole new biome for essentially a cool mechanic and a mob. Yes, the woods and the moss is cool for us builders, but for the explorers, I don't think there's too much here. I love hearing updates about the movie and in-person projects, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye out if any of those come to the UK lands so I can visit. I did really enjoy the tone of this one, especially as the language used was perfect for everybody, rather than kind of skewing younger, which in recent Minecraft lives, it definitely felt like that was the case. I was kind of hoping for a Minecon announcement. But that was a very far-flung shot, and incredibly unlikely. So I'm not too disappointed. Also, no announcement about the moo. I was not too disappointed altogether, and I think they tackled everything that they wanted to head on. They understood who the audience is that watches Minecraft Live, and no mention of mob vote, which was an actual relief that is truly gone and it's a done decision. Decision. It's a done decision! I promised a heartfelt message at the end of this video, so here it is. Genuinely, and truly, thank you. This channel is actually growing really fast, and we're gaining new honey blocks every day. It makes me so happy to see that we're flourishing and enjoying this space together. I would still create if you weren't here, but it means so much more now that you are. So if you've been here since the start or you've just subscribed, welcome, my little honey block. Here I hope to give you as much fun, pink, light-hearted content as I can for you to enjoy. Well, thank you all so much for listening to me yap for ages. But I am so passionate about Minecraft, and I'm truly excited to see new things that come out often. Thank you again so much for watching my little honey blocks, and we'll see you all again next time. Bye bye!